There's no way. There's no animal that I could think that would even be able to reach that.
I see you. I see you.
Oh my god. That was a loud. That was a big.
A very large human thing walked up to my tent while I was wide awake.
Go get the pistol. Go look under the seat and get the gun.
Where there?
Look up under my seat.
Which one?
Look up under the pickup seat. Get.
Some Bigfoot encounters are impossible to ignore. One explorer is suddenly attacked by something hiding deep in the woods, while another group hears mysterious knocks before something crashes into their van. So, what's really lurking out there?
What in the hell?
A dog can be heard in the background, along with another source producing loud, unfamiliar noises. Neither one appears on camera, leaving the cause unexplained. In open areas, sound can travel and distort what people hear. Without seeing where it comes from, even ordinary noises can seem unusual. So what do you think was creating that sound? The footage is believed to come from a Facebook livestream filmed on a property in Batesville, Mississippi, and was later reposted on TikTok.
What the fuck is that?
I'll tell you what.
Go get the pistol. Go look under the seat and get the gun.
Where there?
Look up under my seat.
Which one?
Look up under the pickup seat. Get the pistol. I don't know what the fuck that is, man. Oh my god. This is real, man.
During the recording, a strange figure can be seen in the distance. The person filming appears to think it is near his home and reacts while attempting to respond. The clip ends with the figure still visible on screen without any clear explanation of what it was. In low light conditions, shapes can be difficult to identify, and distance can affect how things appear. Without more context, it remains hard to know what was actually there. So what do you think that figure may have been? Reddit user Jacob Abraham was hiking off trail when he noticed something that initially looked like a bear. He pulled out his phone to record, but as it started moving, he began questioning whether it was actually a bear. Even then, he still could not figure out what it was. He later showed the footage to a friend who suggested uploading it online. The clip quickly sparked questions. Out in the wild, distance and movement can make familiar animals appear different. Without a clear view, it becomes easy to mistake what is really there. So, what do you think he actually captured? Meet Angelo the Explorer behind the popular channel, Exploring with Angelo. He takes viewers on adventurous trips through forests, mountains, and hidden wilderness locations. But on August 14th, 2025, returning to a familiar area just days after his previous trip proved that known places can still hide disturbing secrets.
A few nights ago, I actually had to take a little bit of time off just because I'm getting ready to go on the next big adventure. So, with that being said, I figured I'd come out, still get some content, but I wanted to lighten the load for myself. I'm going to explain a little bit about this place. So we were here a few nights ago, which it is haunted, and there is something going on. I think there might actually be a Bigfoot out here.
Stories about strange activity in these woods had spread recently. People reported huge footprints larger than any normal animal, along with the sightings of a dark, unexplained figure.
We ended up going to the Skinwalker Forest instead. When we went to the other side of this forest, there must have been a house or something, like really close by. Not again. This is why you shouldn't film on a Friday night, apparently.
Reports like these make the forest feel far more unsettling. A sudden noise broke the silence. A rustling sound appeared, seeming very close. At first, the area looked empty, easy to dismiss, as a branch falling nearby. Then something shifted within the darkness out of sight.
It's like something scraping on like a tree. Okay, we gotta go down there. There's definitely something moving down there. Which, I mean, some animals do that. Like, I know deer do that periodically.
The movement felt strange and deliberate. For a brief moment, the forest went still, and the shadows felt alive. Whatever was out there seemed unfamiliar, moving closer than expected.
So something just hit the tree.
Devastation.
Devastation? Is the tree collapsing?
Stay for longer.
Unfortunately, I can't stay all night, but I'll stay as late as I can.
From the pit.
From the pit? What do you mean, from the pit?
An apple disappeared from the bag without explanation. The other remained untouched, but the bitten one was gone. The cause was not human, leaving only confusion.
There's no way. There's no animal that I could think that would even be able to reach that. You'd have to have someone like human size or taller. It's like, yeah, dude, it's like stabbed in there. What the f?
What seemed like harmless movement quickly turned aggressive. Something suddenly struck the camera lens. The impact was sharp and deliberate, almost like the forest itself reached forward. Soon after, the uneasy feeling of being watched became impossible to ignore. Items were no longer simply falling. They were actively thrown.
So, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I think something was just thrown. Like, several things. I don't see any, like, rocks or anything. Unless, like, there's a whole bunch of shit falling off the tree. But I did hear, like, a whoosh at some point. But I don't see anything that would have done that.
Whatever stayed hidden had revealed its presence. A deep, rough growl echoed from somewhere beyond the trees, impossible to place. Then the forest fell silent again. For a moment, a shape moved through the darkness before disappearing. Whether it was an illusion or something stranger, the heavy feeling remained. Something moved through this area with enough height to disturb objects placed far above the ground.
Oof. Oof. What the? Something literally just hit the camera. Hang on, I gotta. Yeah, that clearly is a presence of something. Alright, something really strange is going on in these woods. Maybe Bigfoot does not like the fact that I'm here. Especially at night.
The scattered wood showed no natural pattern, and no visible trail continued beyond it. The cause does not match known wildlife. That reach suggests a presence much larger than expected. What started as curiosity had fully turned into certainty.
Oh, okay, that's just something, a frog or something jumping in the bush. So, the upcoming trip, I did bring a beer with me, just one. Oh, it's ice cold too. So we're going to Western Canada. We're going to be doing a lot of British Columbia. We're going to be doing some areas of British Columbia that are, we're going to do tons of camping. I pretty much got everything we need in order to survive.
When you find huge tracks and objects taken from places high above, it usually means something very large and intelligent is staying hidden nearby. What do you guys think is actually living in these woods? A photo was shared on the Bigfoot subreddit by a user who found it inside a box of old pictures at their 98-year-old grandfather's house in Connecticut. The image had no label or date and was kept together with ordinary family photographs. The picture shows a dark figure with unusually long arms, unlike anything else found in the box. Old photos can lose their background over time, making them harder to explain. Without any details, even a simple image can seem unusual. So, what do you think that figure really was? A hiker was moving through a forest in Slovakia when he captured this unsettling footage. Something felt off, so he began scanning the area with his camera. When he zoomed in, he noticed a large figure standing in the distance. He immediately ran without looking back. Even now, he still questions what he actually saw. In dense forest distance, and shadows can affect how things appear. Without a clear view, it becomes easy to misjudge size and shape. So, what do you think was really there? Some forests are quiet in a way that feels normal, but when a team followed coordinates given by a stranger into remote woods, that silence slowly began to feel like a warning. On October 20th, YouTuber Chris Beard and his team traveled deep into the Devil's Forest. They were following coordinates provided by a local gas station worker, who had warned them about old and disturbing secrets hidden among the towering pines. The air felt strangely still as they searched for an abandoned house rumored to be linked to ritual sacrifices. Every branch snapping around them began to feel less like an ordinary forest sound, and more like a warning to turn back while they still had time.
So right now, I don't know if you guys can see behind me, but we're literally kind of like a random trail. And we asked the guy who worked there about the Devil's Forest. We asked him for a spot, if he knew anywhere that weird things have happened. So the guy gave us like little coordinates. Like he looked up Google Maps, put the dot on the phone, gave it to us. He said that he used to come here when he was younger with his friends. Eventually he stopped coming here because of some weird things.
Well, they also said that there is a like abandoned house somewhere in the forest, and he said that it's relatively close to this area.
He said he's seen the house, he's been in the house. He said it's like 2 floors.
Do it now.
What we gotta do. See if anything happens, to throw a rock. We'll do it now. I don't know, guys.
Before long, they reached an unsettling ritual-like area where trees seemed bent and twisted together into unnatural shapes. Even as the feeling of unease grew stronger, Chris kept moving forward, unaware if something unseen was watching them from the woods.
They were gonna just like start a fire or something to hang out. They drove by this forest and they saw people in gowns, like pointy. He did seem a little crazy, like not to be mean or anything, but I don't know. What did you think? That was like, once he said that, I was like, all right, this guy might be a little far-fetched for the boy with the dragon tattoo, apparently. So, oh wow, okay, that's kind of weird. Hang on, right? Bro, look at this.
Oh wow. Intent.
Is there intention? Is there an intention to that?
Oh, the tree falling.
Hello.
Ghosties.
Very faint, like yelling. Like, hello?
There was just like a few seconds where the camera was going in and out of focus.
Is anybody out here?
Can you give us any sort of sign to let us know you're here?
Somebody's moving over there. Like right in that general direction.
Near the tree line, the group discovered a rusted car key and a postcard connected to a girl named Megan. Moments later, the spirit box started producing broken words like asleep and crashed, creating the suggestion of a tragic accident.
Alright guys, I swear to God. I hate when this shit happens because this is so fucking sus. There's literally a car key right here. I honestly don't want to touch any of this. I don't know what
Can I
this
press
is.
can I press the alarm
Press
button?
it. Oh, could you imagine? Hit it. Someone in Utah right now is just like, what the fuck is going on?
Drinker. Bro. Hold up.
This is not good. I don't like this at all.
I died in a car crash. Megan. Just around the corner. Embrace forgiveness. Drinker.
Then the silence ended. A disturbing scream echoed through the forest, followed almost instantly by the sharp crack of a gunshot that sounded dangerously nearby.
Chris, what is that?
What was that?
Bro, I'm about to have a heart attack. Bro, I'm about to have a fucking heart attack.
What was that? No, there's somebody out here.
Dude, I'm about to have a heart attack. What was that? Just look around. Look around with your flashlight.
Let's see if I see anything lit up or anything. Hello? We're armed.
Bro, was that an animal? Was that a...
Shut the fuck up.
That's a gunshot. That's a gunshot.
I was like right there.
That was right there.
The team then attempted a Bigfoot call, but the forest seemed to answer with a powerful tree knock. The impact was strong enough to send vibrations through the ground. Soon after, a harsh mechanical shriek echoed around them, and the fear forced the group into a rushed retreat.
Slowly. Chris, that was a knock. A very loud knock.
No, I'm not. That was one of the loudest knocks I've ever heard. Ever.
Do it again. Kind of a psychopath.
You are psychopath.
Oh. Okay.
I see you.
I see you.
Oh my god. Guys, that was a loud. That was a big. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Might be like working with Bigfoots right now.
After taking shelter inside their van, they heard something heavy slam against the metal outside. Chris sat frozen, unable to react, as a faint whisper seemed to drift from the empty back seat, saying only one word: help.
Yo. I think there's someone outside the van.
What do you mean? What?
I think there's someone outside the van.
What do you mean? What?
Listen.
Where's the weapon? Where's the weapon?
I'll go grab it. Oh! Chris? Yo. Hold on. Yo.
What's going on here? Hello?
In dense forests, sound can bend through trees and uneven terrain, making it difficult to know where it originated. But with a scream, a gunshot, a tree knock, and a whisper all happening in one night, the fear was not easy to ignore. So what do you think followed them into the Devil's Forest? Uploaded on January 4th, 2025, this video from the Half-Inch Wrench crew documents another Bigfoot search in the woods. The channel focuses on searching for Bigfoot, and in many of their videos, they travel through the forest without finding anything unusual or noticing clear signs of activity. But in this particular video, they captured something that may have suggested they were finally searching in the right area.
Boom. New accessory. I just put these in, and they don't work. In the last episode, we used scooters, and yeah, that didn't work out.
The video starts with the creator showing the vehicle he plans to use for the trip. It is part of the preparation before the group heads into the forest for the night.
This thing just chugs along, don't it?
Oh, shit. Are you kidding me? Oh, no. What happened? What the fuck happened?
What do you mean?
I don't know, something. What?
Did it die?
Yeah.
That won't start?
Got nothing. Pop the hood.
After arriving in the woods, the engine suddenly cuts out. The situation quickly becomes tense as they begin to panic, especially after hearing something nearby.
Oh, shit.
Just fall out.
Yeah. Okay. Something's whistling.
What?
Something's whistling.
Oh my god. I'm freaking out right now.
I'm out of focus.
Where the hell's the damn hood popper?
Oh no.
Oh, that's what it was. Thank God. Just a terminal.
Just terminal.
If it happens again, we're rolling backwards out of here.
Yeah, over there. I'm hoping the camera caught it.
They eventually figure out what caused the issue and manage to get the vehicle working again. After that, the next section is mostly uneventful, so the video skips ahead to the part that matters most.
Head gaskets go.
Why is that hillside so lit up?
While recording the trees, nothing obvious can be seen or heard, besides cars passing on the nearby road. But then in the darkness, a figure moves across the camera's view. They don't notice it while standing there. It is only later, while reviewing the footage, that they realize something had crossed through the frame. Dark footage makes distance and shape difficult to judge, especially when there are no clear sounds like footsteps or snapping branches. Maybe it was simply someone moving quietly near the road, or maybe the camera captured something harder to explain. Either way, if it does not prove Bigfoot, it still leaves one question: what crossed the frame without anyone noticing? Ash K runs a wilderness exploration channel centered around remote off-grid camping bushcraft survival and isolated overnight stays deep within forest environments. The channel often captures real-time reactions to unexplained sounds and movement experienced during these trips. This particular footage comes from October 5th, 2024, somewhere in a remote North American forest.
Yeah.
Be like, good morning. So here we are starting the day off with what, Zach?
Should I just make the coffee or tell about the night?
You can tell about the coffee and your night.
I have some Manuka honey I'm adding in. I also have some pure mushrooms as
The video does not begin in the middle of the night. It starts the following morning, but even in daylight, something is clearly still bothering the camper. They seem calm on the surface, but the way they describe the previous night makes it obvious they did not sleep well. They had been awake for a long time, feeling uneasy and unable to relax. That feeling sets the stage for everything that follows.
awake for about, 10 minutes. And I was thinking about what transpired during the night. And I was completely wide awake. And as I got a little bit emotional about what happened with my dog earlier, a very large human thing walked up to my tent while I was wide awake. I started hollering.
Then they explain what actually happened. At some point during the night, while fully awake, something approached the tent. The footsteps sounded heavy. They shouted outward loud enough to be heard while trying to wake their companion at the same time. That was the moment everything shifted from a bad feeling into a real encounter.
I kept hearing this dog tinging, just like we heard the last time, and he's not moving. He's sleeping right beside us. And what did I say, Ash? You're not taking my dog. And when I said that...
After that, the dog stopped resting. It immediately went alert and moved closer to the camper. The timing stands out because the dog reacted to something, and it happened at the exact same moment as what had just taken place.
It was like, I don't know, he was reading Zach's mind before he even said it. So at the same time, all of a sudden, I turn around to look at Zach. He's that concerned, and he could feel it. Like Tucker himself could feel.
yeah, and then Tucker was sleeping in the tent with me, and...
Once things calmed down, they tried to understand what happened. But there was nothing visible to examine. The entire encounter existed only through sound and through how it felt at that moment. By the time the conversation ends, nothing is explained. The night remains unresolved. What makes this one stand out is the sequence unease before sleep, footsteps in the darkness, A shout outward, then the dog moving closer without any signal. Each event follows the last in a way that is difficult to dismiss as coincidence. What do you think was walking toward that tent in the middle of the night? That's it for tonight. Which moment creep? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story, share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.